Hi everyone, welcome to What the Future Insights. Let's take it easy today and talk about the Scandinavian Hygge. That means basically the coziness the Scandinavian companies are so famous for, because they are successful but they still seem to have a very good employee satisfaction and a very good way of doing work and getting work done. And this obviously also affects other countries as well. Over the last years, or maybe even decades, work has changed drastically. It seems like we are always upskilling, the half-life of skills is being shorter, being available 24/7, always on, private, personal, blending it all together. It's a big challenge for us and for personal lives as well as for our business lives. But we may never forget, there's no perpetual motion machine. Even the most resistant battery will run out of energy at some point in time. So I will give you some of my thoughts how we can quickly improve the situation in our business life. What we as managers or as employers can do for our employees to improve their well-being. Number one, I think flexibility is king. If you look, for example, at professional musicians, they will usually not practice the whole day. They will practice very intensive for a few hours, maybe even less, take a break, practice again. And that's superior compared to musicians that will practice during the whole day, because flexibility is king. Our lives are flexible, so must be our working time. Obviously, it's hard for larger corporations that have to stick to a lot of rules regarding labor regulations to become more flexible. But in the end, private lives are flexible, so work should adapt to it as good as possible. It's just important to take some small steps at a time to bring the value to the employees. I think another topic is the work environment in general. And I'm not talking about furniture, but I'm talking about more the culture. So sometimes it's necessary that somebody pulls off an all-night shift, but then in the end, it should also be normal that they, on other days, don't show up at work and recover that energy that they spent the previous days. And I think this is something that's not honored enough today, that this flexibility is also not only given from an employer, but also mandated from an employee, that they can basically work how it fits well. And sometimes the client requires a bit of extra time, and if employees want to go for that, it's great, but it should be rewarded. And overloading people can also lead to only superficial fulfillments of tasks, and they might be super important, so you really want to have them executed with the best quality. Let's have a look at Scandinavia and the Hygge lifestyle. In Scandinavia, private life is prioritized. So the employers believe that a healthy, well-balanced employee is the most motivated one, and that will also return in terms of efficiency and productivity for the company. A lot of companies we know from Scandinavia are known for flat hierarchies. So that means employees have a better feeling of being part of something, and they can value success in a better way, which of course increases the employee motivation. Scandinavians lay a big emphasis on equality and diversity in relationships. That also means you don't have to earn your trust, but you're given trust. And I think that creates probably a very open and relaxed atmosphere in the work environment. And it also means that there's a whole new way of a cooperation principle, that one idea and another idea is the best idea. So what are my key takeaways from this? Number one, foster equality and diversity in relationships. Number two, create a very positive working environment. That means balanced as well as flexible. And last but not least, no matter what activities you perform, manager, engineer, teacher or driver, become a CEO of your own job, because that's exactly what it is. I hope you had a good time. Hasta la vista. See you next time.